Hello, Shane. We're in the same room.
I know.
This is weird.
I fell through a portal and landed in this basement.
Oh no!
I'm locked down here.
On this horror backdrop for a very special spooky episode. Ooh. We are watching Mike Flanagan's Hush, one of his earliest movies.
Yep.
In the Shush cut edition.
Yep.
Which, if you don't know, we'll give a quick brief history of this movie before we talk about like how we've seen it and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But this movie was like, it wasn't a Netflix original, but Netflix owned the rights to it. And when it came time for that to end, Mike Flanagan did not want them to still have the rights to it. So he let them lapse. And then for like 2 years, it was unavailable anywhere to watch in any format. And yeah, I was miserable because I love this movie. And then Scream Factory bought it. I will hold up my copy. Scream Factory bought it, so I bought the very nice edition that gave me 2 slip covers, and I put the special one on it as a poster of it. But the Shush cut, they were very cool and let him do a version of the movie that was in black and white and stripped out almost all of the score.
Yeah.
And really like went more in depth with the audio mix. Yeah. So that is the version we watched. You have never seen the original version of this movie.
Yeah.
We do this sometimes. We just have weird watching experiences.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that? I guess. Well, let's start before we really jump into that. Let's start on Mike Flanagan, who you and I are both huge fans of.
Yes, very much so.
What of his work have you not seen yet?
I haven't seen most of his movies.
Yeah.
I've only seen this and Dr. Sleep, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Because you haven't seen Gerald's Game.
Nope.
I think it's called Before I Wake, was a Netflix movie he did. Oculus.
Did he do a Ouija movie or something?
He did Ouija too.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is actually, it's not bad. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's like maybe my least favorite thing of his like famous work, but then he did like his first, the movie he considers his first movie. He did 2 in college that are, he has worked very hard to have removed from everything. But it's a movie called Absentia it is very interesting and cool. Like I could see why that guy got noticed for making Absentia. But you've seen all of his TV shows.
I have all but the one with the kids at the place.
Wait, did you watch Fall of the House of Usher?
No.
Okay, so you haven't seen the last 2 he did with Netflix.
Yeah.
Which are the last 2 TV shows he's done. I don't think he's done anything since. Because then he made Life of Chuck, and then he's doing whatever he's doing.
Oh, and I haven't seen Life of Chuck yet.
Which, by the way, is a fantastic movie.
I need to watch Life of Chuck.
You need to watch Life of Chuck.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot. Look, You've seen
his
Dr.
heavy
Sleep,
hitters, right?
I've seen Haunting of Bly Manor, Haunting of Hill House, Midnight Mass.
Yes.
Midnight Mass is one of my favorite things ever.
It is one of the great things ever.
Hill House, also one of my favorite things ever. I really, really like Bly Manor.
Yeah. And I think his TV work is better than his movie work overall. Because I think he's made several masterpieces of television.
Yes.
And I think he's just made a bunch of really good movies.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly think, movie-wise, Life of Chuck might be my favorite movie he's ever made. Maybe.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It's Life of Chuck or Hush. Those are my 2 favorite movies he's made. Now, that being said, Gerald's Game is also really good.
Yeah.
Because that movie should have been impossible to make as interesting as it was, because it's, like, all about a woman handcuffed to a bed.
Yeah.
It's fascinating and really awesome. What was your thoughts on Hush? Because you're not normally the biggest, like, slasher guy.
I don't think it's for lack of appreciation. I think it's more a lack of knowledge, or like I just haven't watched all that many.
Yeah. Because we've done the Scream movies.
We've done the Scream movies. We did Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, you've seen Ready or Not, which is not exactly a slasher, but it fits into that subgenre a little bit.
Texas Chainsaw. We did Camp Crystal Lake. What is it?
Oh, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Like. So we've done quite a bit of slasher watching for the pod.
Yes.
And I have liked or loved all but one of those.
Yeah. Because, you're not the biggest Nightmare guy, but you still appreciated that one.
Yeah, no, I liked Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't love it, but I did like it. Like, the Scream movies are genuinely some of my favorite movies ever at this point.
Yeah.
Like, so I have gotten a much deeper appreciation for the slasher genre due to the pod.
Yes.
So I think this movie fits right in with my newfound appreciation of the genre.
Wouldn't it be so funny if right now I just went, all right, that's all I wanted, and we just ended the pod right on that line and never did another episode?
Finally made you watch a slasher.
That's all I needed. It's over.
You just disappear.
Yes. I just fade, and then you're stuck here for another hour. That would be fantastic. Okay, so that's cool. Scream is also one of my favorite movies ever, and I love all of those movies with the exception of 3, which I still enjoy.
Yeah, there's still things to be liked about 3.
Yeah, 3 still has a bunch of really fun sequences. It just doesn't exactly work on a whole.
Yeah.
And I like Scream 6 a lot more than a lot of people. That movie is weirdly not loved, and I don't understand why. I understand why. There's a few things.
Didn't I like it? Like
you and I really liked it when we walked out. You saw it twice in theaters, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you and I went, and then you went with a group.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so coming on to Hush.
Yeah.
Did you know the hook of this movie going into it?
I didn't know a damn thing about this.
That's awesome. Okay, that's super fun.
I didn't know a damn thing. I'd seen this. I'd seen the face.
Yeah.
But I had not seen. I didn't know a single thing about it.
And the face is terrifying.
Dude, I wish they kept it for longer.
I know. I wish he put it back on.
Yes.
At least for that last sequence, which I understand why you can't, because it's better to see a guy scream and yell. But you could have done something like her hitting him in the face with something and it shatters off.
Or he puts on the mask, or he takes off the mask. I haven't seen your face. He takes off the mask and then he puts it right back on.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he wears it for another little while longer. And then maybe when she punches his face and he falls off the house, it breaks off.
Yeah,
or something. You know what I mean?
Or when the boyfriend shows up, he rips it off and something like that.
Yeah, that would be good.
So the hook of this movie, if you haven't watched and you're listening to this, you're crazy. But the hook of this movie, and I think this is one of the best pitch ideas, is there's a slasher stalking the woods and he comes upon a woman alone in her house who's deaf.
And mute.
Inherently, really a scary idea. And inherently, I also think this is the reason I love this movie. So I've seen this movie 6 or 7 times. Yeah. I really love Hush. The reason I'm so into it is she falls into Sidney Prescott and I can't remember her name from Ready or Not, Samara Weaving's character from Ready or Not, where you're sitting there just survive, win. You're desperate, not just to see what happens, but you're I need you to succeed, right?
Yeah.
Because you see them go through so much. You see them get beat up and thrown around and fight back and have smart moves and get outsmarted. It's just got this great levels and play to it that I'm so into.
Yeah.
And I think that's where this movie is at its best, is that stuff. So let's talk about the experience. I was curious how you would feel with no music, because there was 1 or 2 moments I didn't know how I felt without a little bit of music, and they totally worked for you.
Yeah.
I think you described it as you couldn't imagine this movie with more music.
That is I cannot imagine this movie in color.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine this movie with more music.
Yeah.
Genuinely. It feels so intentional.
Yeah.
That is maybe my only gripe with the movie is when the score comes in, it comes in heavy.
It comes in real heavy.
And it's the score comes in and then it's in the movie for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish it was different than that.
Yes, I that is maybe my biggest gripe is the choice to I get it, and I would be fascinated to watch it without it and see how it played, because maybe they watched it and were just this is falling flat.
I just really think it could have been, and we talked about this a little bit after the movie. I think that it was they didn't want to do a whole new arrangement of the score, and it would probably be expensive to change the score in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
For the Shush cut. So it's either all or nothing.
Yes.
And for those moments where it's it kind of needs that little extra emphasis, it's all of it. You just get the full score experience.
For sure.
And so I wish there was a world where it was just synth pads or low drones
or even just going really heavy on the sound design of the actual there's that sequence she's holding the fire alarm. We're talking about the ending of the beginning of this conversation. Holding the fire alarm is blaring in his face.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, I was you could have just gone really heavy with that and then distorted it a little bit as it went on. Just a little bit. Yeah. Had more crashing sounds, more I don't know. There's stuff you could have done.
Yeah. Really push, like ramp up the heartbeat sounds.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, stuff like
do
that.
kind of stuff. Bring the breathing up to like different, distort it, change it, affect it, and they do that stuff like that.
Yes,
like clearly, like the mix is different for that stuff, in a way that like really kind of intensifies those moments. But I could understand a world where you get to a moment like the end fight, and you really feel like you need just a little bit of extra oomph.
Yeah.
And
well, it's the end fight, but right before that too, when she like is writing on the and she goes to type on her computer specifically. I really do like the scoring in that moment, just because it builds an intensity. It builds this like she's really quickly typing out the description of her killer and then going, and it's got kind of like a rock-ish feel to it. I like it in that moment more than I like it in the actual like climax and fight and stuff. It would feel just different. It would feel less like successful when she stabs him in the neck. Which I would talk about that the boyfriend fight. We're just doing this movie in reverse. The boyfriend fight. We're just doing it backwards. The boyfriend fight. I think about that kill where he just like the knife goes in and out, and it's that simple to kill him. Like so scary to me.
Yes,
and it's also fascinating that they make it Maddie's fault. Like he was about to hit him in the head with a rock and save them both. Yeah. And I love that the killer admits that when he's like getting choked out by the man who's bleeding to death and he dies before he can finish. He's like, yeah, I wasn't winning that. Because I really like that. He's not superhuman at all. He's just smart.
Yeah.
He's smart, and he has like an intuition about it. Yeah. That I think is really interesting. I like this killer a lot.
The crossbow is cool.
Yeah, the crossbow, there's something about the gray hoodie with the vest for some reason does a lot for me. Yeah. The mask being, I don't even know what to describe it as. Like, it's just a poor rendition of a human face. Yeah. But it's like almost too small for his face. Like, it doesn't like wrap around. It's just like, I love this. It's so cool. Yeah. It is genuinely a great killer mask.
That's why I wish he kept it for longer. Yeah. It's such a creepy mask.
Because it's really not in that many shots ultimately. Like,
no, it's hardly in it.
Yeah. And I get it. You want to let an actor emote, and you want to let an actor show their face. It's kind of the Judge Dredd, the Carl Urban Dredd movie, which is one of my favorite things about that, where he just went, no, I'm never taking the helmet off. You're never seeing my face completely for a whole movie. I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen an actor do. What a good choice.
Like, yeah.
Which is the Michael Myers thing, right? You never really see, I mean, sometimes you do in certain movies, but like you never really see Michael Myers' face.
Spoilers.
Well, that's the thing. He's anyway, sure.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay. So this movie, another thing that that I love, and you and I had a good chuckle about, is that Midnight Mass is in it as a book. Yeah. Which, by the way, his journey with Midnight Mass, right?
I know pieces of it. I probably don't remember very well.
It's essentially he was sitting there and he was writing. He tried for years to write it as a book, and it just never worked. Like he could never figure it out as a novel, which is kind of a crazy thought because that really feels like it would lend itself to a novel quite well.
Has he written other novels?
He's written a novella now. He wrote a novella that came out with Matthew Lillard's Spirit Company. Fascinating.
Wild.
Very wild. So when that didn't work, he was like, okay, maybe it's a movie. Which Midnight Mass is not a movie, you know what I mean? That's a TV show. Yeah. And he realized that when he got to page 150 and Riley was having his first AA meeting with Father Paul. Yeah. Like the first one, which is in episode like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And he went, okay, so it's not a movie. And he made it into a TV show. The thing I love is at this point, when he made this movie, he didn't know the ending of that book. Which isn't that crazy? Because he talks about, he's like, in the writer's room, they were planning a potential season 2 of Midnight Mass. And it was like, he's pitched it and it's not a great pitch. Like it does not make sense. And there's a reason they didn't do it.
Yeah.
But it's funny when she's writing the ending of another book and it's talking about Riley and the characters of Midnight Mass. If you've seen Midnight Mass, you know that. And it's like, he doesn't know what the ending is yet. And this is literally him.
Crazy.
There's a meta-ness to it that I think is cool, which is also good to point out that him and Kate Siegel co-wrote this together.
Yeah.
Which I think is very cool. More actors should do that, like, hey, I have this thing and I want to play this role. Let me write on it with you. Now, not everyone's Mike Flanagan, who's a brilliant writer.
And not everybody's Kate Siegel.
And not everyone is Kate Siegel, who's a brilliant actor. You know what I mean? Let me ask you this. This is his like least dialogue heavy. There's not a monologue in this movie. You know,
There's like the closest thing to it is that final scene.
Yes.
Where she's like
talking to herself, the voice in her head. How'd you feel about that?
I liked it okay.
Yeah. It some people have complained about this movie a little bit, and it's like a little ableist in that like it's a movie about a deaf woman, but there's a ton of music. And it's a movie about a deaf woman, but there's whatever. I don't agree with those things necessarily. That's the one moment where I could be like, I get it. Because that moment doesn't play for anyone who, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah. Because
you're still just having to read subtitles. It's that, and then the moment right after that when she's like, kill, her hands are not really in frame for this, which I don't like.
Yeah.
Hawkeye did that. The show Hawkeye has a character, and they never show the sign language, and sign language is beautiful. Like it's and so cinematic. Like it's crazy to me. But for the most part, they do a really good. It is
almost literally the description of show don't tell.
Yes, like you know what I mean.
It's the perfect interplay between show and
in a
tell.
lot of ways. It really is because. So much of sign language, and this is the thing I think that's the coolest about it, is that it's all about the performance of the person who's doing the intensity of the signs and the facial expressions, and it's so about that.
Yeah.
It lends itself to cinema.
Performative.
Yeah. And Kate Siegel typically, now I don't speak sign language, but typically her performance in it is really good.
Yeah.
Kind of like Emily Blunt in A Quiet Place. Like her performance of it all is really good versus like Krasinski's, who's really tactile about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was curious how you thought about that moment, but how do you think it plays as a script for Flanagan? Like if you didn't know this was a Flanagan project,
it's like completely different from everything else I've seen.
Visually, it's super different.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have. He has a very specific style now. I think.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That is something that always really interested me about this movie. Is it's like it doesn't feel like a Flanagan project in a way that I think is awesome.
Yeah.
But would you have been able to tell if you just didn't know?
I mean, the fact that Kate Siegel's in it.
Oh, she's done stuff outside of him. But fair point. You know.
I genuinely like the biggest giveaway would be the cast, probably. Yeah, like genuinely,
it is the Flana family cast.
But outside of that, there are not that many hallmarks of a Flanagan flick. You know?
There's no monologue. There's no. I wouldn't say walk and talk. Midnight Mass has walk and talks, but like a lot of his work doesn't necessarily have that. But
yeah, I don't think I think the walkiest talkiest is
Midnight Mass.
Like,
yeah,
I don't think like. Hill House is not really like that.
There's just not a lot of conversation scenes in this movie, which is what his other work has really been, is people discussing things.
Very talky.
Yeah, which I love.
And not I don't mean that, in a derogatory way.
To also point out, just in Mike Flanagan's defense, I've known people who are like, this is so dumb. Like his stuff is, I've known people who thought Midnight Mass was bad because it's like all it is monologue after monologue, and it's like you're missing the point. Like it's also not. They show so much in that show. Yeah. That show is so horrifying, but the monologue is it's about people trying to figure out their lives. Like I don't know. I think the monologue stuff is fantastic, and he's just such a good writer about it.
Yeah.
He's like poetic, but also it has an air of realism within the world they're in.
Yeah.
There's not like one random character who doesn't talk like a person. It's like all of them talk in a very specific way.
Yeah.
I think Mike Flanagan's one of the best writers. I think he's the best guy in horror at the moment. Like I don't think there's anybody doing it quite like Mike Flanagan.
No, not even remotely.
Okay, so how did this movie stack up as a horror movie, as a scary movie?
Like for me, it like wasn't like overly scary. It was surprising. There were things that happened did not expect.
Yes,
like that end fight where she goes and reaches for the bolt and gets her hand absolutely smashed.
Yikes.
Was so not expecting that.
This movie's brutal.
I thought that was a setup for something. I thought she was setting up
a trap.
A trap for him. No, she just got her hand absolutely blasted.
She made a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is something I also really like about this movie, is it's got a lot of those things where it's like, you messed up in this moment.
Okay. Why did he absolutely refuse to break a window? He just couldn't. There was 30 times where he just refused to break a window.
Well,
is it him toying with her?
It's him toying with her.
It's like he said, like, I could come in at any time, that meaning he could break a window at any moment. Like at a certain point I was like, my dude, like, especially when he's like pissed. You know what I mean? Like when punches him in the face, he falls off the house and he follows her all the way up and then doesn't break the window that is clearly breakable.
Yeah. That is a good question.
that as a viewer, that was like the only thing where I was like, man, I would imagine that if he would, like, she just hurt him, I think he would want to get her back now. You know what I mean?
How
like,
quickly after that fall does the boyfriend show up? Because he falls, he gets back up.
it's a while, right?
It's a bit because she goes and sits somewhere and because she's got the crossbow and she's trying to pull the thing and he's watching her do it.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that changes. I think he's gonna go like in my head canon, he probably could be walking around to like, I'm finishing this, and then he sees her completely unable to do something, and then he's like, I'm gonna keep having fun. Like something like that.
There's just a couple of moments like that where it's just like, why wouldn't he break in there? And look, there's like, we can find ways around it. Of
the boyfriend shows up, it stalls him. He gets in a fight. He's got to catch his breath.
Yeah.
He is gonna go do it, and then he sees her helpless, and he's like, I'm gonna keep being awful. Like, I think that's the answer. Because again, he's toying with her up to a certain point. But I do agree, at a certain point, you're like, why aren't you just smashing a window and?
Yeah, like that was the only thing that I was like...
And also, like, strong ass windows, we find out.
No kidding.
He's like trying to bash his way in.
No joke.
Also, that house should be mine. I want that house so bad.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's very weird.
But I love it.
Yeah.
Like the loft space with no railing at the top. It's just like, I love that. I think it's really cool. Breck and I have a ongoing like list in movies of like, that house should be ours. I think she has a Letterboxd list of movies with houses that we want.
I'll take the Parasite house.
All yours, my guy. That house is amazing. Wait, are you keeping the guy in the basement?
Yes.
Awesome. You want the lights to click on when you're walking up the steps, don't you?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Okay. Other stuff in this movie.
Black and white.
Black and white. Let's talk about
I would. Well, okay. Well, for you, like, let's just circle back to the score real quick. You having seen the original version and then now watching the Shush cut, how did you mentioned there were a couple of moments where you felt like a couple of moments felt a little, didn't fell flat, but felt different.
Well, yeah. So the way I think I described it is, any filmmaker, anybody knows, a lot of first-time filmmakers will use black and white because it like just looks a little higher budget. I don't exactly know why that is, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
stripping the color out of a movie really kind of rather than having to deal with color, now you're only dealing with contrast.
Yes,
like it can really sell an image, and it also, I think, in my opinion, like, makes an image look more timeless.
Yeah,
like that was one thing that I mentioned for when we were watching it was, I couldn't tell when the movie was from. They're using iPhones. They're using MacBooks, like the whole movie.
Yes, yeah.
And I couldn't tell when it was from. I knew, obviously, and it was from at least a few years ago, but I couldn't tell when the phones were exactly from because it was in black and white, so I can't see the color of the UI. I can just see the shapes of the UI, and it still looks more or less the same today. And I was like, I think the black and white really makes the technology feel more timeless in a really fun way.
Yes, I agree with that. The way I described it is, I was like, it's a low budget movie. I mean, it was like a Blumhouse, early-ish Blumhouse movie when they were still doing that. Like, you get like $2 million to make this movie or something. And it's set up that way. It's a cast that's for that. They really spend their money on the movie, not necessarily on like locations or like that kind of thing. So for me, there was a couple moments where I was like, the black and white, I think the original cut is so impressive that it's so low budget.
Yeah.
And then the color not using that like one technique to make it seem a little more high budget. So I almost said there was like 2 or 3 moments where I was like, is this better or worse?
Yeah.
Because it like almost was like it's doing a disservice a little bit. That being said, it's not doing a disservice. That was just the only way I can think to describe the feeling I had. Yeah. I think this movie plays incredibly well in black and white.
Yeah.
I am also admittedly a sucker for black and white. Yeah. I think black and white is gorgeous. I think more movies need to be made this way. Like, I love the black and chrome cut of Mad Max Fury Road, which is a movie that famously has beautiful color.
Yeah.
Like, I'm super into that. The noir version of Logan I love. I love black and white, but it ended up working completely fine for me. I don't know if I like one more than the other necessarily. I would love to watch it in black and white with the original score just so I can see that, and I don't think that's on there. But that would be something I'd be really interested in watching just to compare it that way, because I think the taking the music out is doing more necessarily than the black and white.
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Because you and I went back and watched a scene in color. How did you feel about that scene?
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Again, it feels so appropriate. The black and white feels so appropriate. It almost in a way of like, this is probably not a good way of putting it, but I'm going to put it this way anyways. She is like a deaf mute woman.
Yeah.
And something about stripping the color out also kind of like strips one of our senses out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like our sense of color being taken away almost like puts it, you know, do you know what I'm trying to say?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like I think that works really well for me.
Yeah.
To kind of like even make it even more, you know, black and white. You know what I mean? Like, like the morality of these characters in a way. Like, I don't know. I really, really, really dug it.
Yeah, and again, it looks fantastic. Like specifically, there's some shots when she's like shining the flashlight on it. It's the moment when he's like, "I can come whenever I want," and he looks like shiny in the black and white, like in a way. It looks like a deer. Like it's the moment when he's like down on the porch, and I had that same thought where I was like, "This looks like a deer in headlights a little bit, like in the coolest way." Yeah. In a way that I really like. Like when she throws the flashlight through the woods looks really cool in black and white. Yeah. So it when she's under the porch all looks really great in black and white. Like there's some of the stuff with the lighting that really sells in a way that I never thought of that shot in that way when it's in color. Cause I mean, black and white is all contrast. It's all framing and shape and stuff. And so it's like those moments when it's like really bright light on him. Awesome. I thought those looked so interesting and cool in that version. Oh, it's when the boyfriend, it's when the flashlight's in his face. Yeah. That same kind of effect where you're like, oh, this is really interesting. I really like this. Yeah. And when the moment, the final moment when he finally breaks glass and like drops in from the skylight or whatever, and you can just see like the glint. Yeah. Looks super cool in color, but something about that in black and white had just a vibe to it. That's what I'm saying, man. It's really cool. I'm super into the black and white.
Yeah, I cannot imagine watching this movie, watching the theatrical cut, because it feels so intentional.
And they say that they did like an intro thing, and they say that in that where they're like, this is a little closer to what we originally imagined, but couldn't do.
But like you're still shooting it. Like, look, by the time you're shooting it in color because you know what I mean? You're shooting for color. Yeah. You're not shooting for it to be black and white. And so the fact that it still translates because like that's the thing is like there are moments when you're shooting with black and white where if you have color contrast, but you may not have like lumosity or lumosity? Why does that not sound right?
Luminescence?
Brightness values. Yeah. Where you know the brightness, you don't have that much contrast. Yeah. You can get that contrast from color contrast, but when you shift it to black and white, it just looks gray. Yeah. And so there are moments like specifically with like details in grass and things like that where there's like a ton of contrast and a ton of movement. The color is the thing that'll help it pop, and yet everything is in this movie pops. Like there's no details that get lost because of the black and white. Get lost
because the black and white was an after the fact thing.
Right. Yeah. And so that's why I'm like, it feels incredible that like, look, I have shot things in black and white. We have worked on things in black and white. And there are things that like in my eyes look totally good. Yeah. But the minute you take away that color contrast, it really changes things. Yeah. And so again, to give this movie as much credit as it possibly can, like it is incredible how good this movie looks and how clear everything is from like a composition standpoint, knowing that they shot in color for color and then they shifted it to black and white after the fact.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like the other thing I think about all the time is you don't think about shadows nearly as much when you shoot in color. Yeah. And this movie does a lot with shadow and stuff like that where just it kind of feels a little miraculous. I wonder if they had prepped a little bit of it or a lot of it, and then they were like, okay, this movie will not make money or sell if it's in black and white, so you can't do that. And so then they pivoted. The other thing I like about black and white is I notice more things. Like I never noticed the pile of Stephen King books in this movie, and then until we watched it in black and white, I was like, oh, that's Mr. Mercedes. Oh, that's whatever. Oh,
there's something again that like stripping out that one extra sense really kind of makes you hone in certain other ways.
We watched the two scenes we watched when she gets the crossbow and like he's climbing there. We watched that in color, and then we watched the final moment when he's like right before he's stabbed. Yeah. The flashing of the photos works infinitely better in black and white, in my opinion, in a way that like I would not have suspected that was the thing that I thought worked better. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is.
I agree.
But it just works better in black and white than it did in color.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Makes me like think about it more, and the flashes to those images, they're like almost brighter, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they're not like arty photos, they're just like the family at the beach, so it's really a really bright photo that's hitting you in the face in that moment.
Yeah,
really works. I'm really into it.
Yeah, man.
Cool ass movie. Kate Siegel's great. The whole Flanagan cast in this is all great.
Yep.
I know we hate her in Midnight Mass. Her name is like Samantha something.
Yeah.
She plays the best friend in this. She plays Bev Keane.
Yeah.
Bev Keane in Midnight Mass. She's incredible, and I want her in way more stuff. She's so good.
She's so versatile.
I know. She's played somebody like this who's like really sweet and friendly and outgoing, and then she plays somebody like Bev where I'm like, I have no sympathy for you. I never want to look at you again. You deserve everything you're getting. Like,
she in Bly Manor?
I don't know if she's in Bly Manor. Does she? She might. I don't think so.
She's in Hill House.
She's in Hill House. I don't think she's in Bly Manor. Bly Manor has a much smaller cast. If she's in it, she's in like a flash forward.
Fall of House of Usher?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry. Yeah, I can't remember. She is. She's in it. She plays a very specific character in that show.
Gotcha.
You'll have to watch it. I don't want to spoil that for you. That's quite a twist.
Yeah.
Not a twist, but quite an angle to take for a character.
Gotcha.
And she's great in it. Like, she's amazing. She's in Life of Chuck, and she's really good in Life of Chuck.
Yeah.
Life of Chuck has literally almost every Flanaverse person in it, like including new people who are like revelations to the Mike Flanagan thing in an awesome way. So it's great. Tom Hiddleston is amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
So is everyone, but Tom Hiddleston, there's a few things he says and does in that movie that I've like burned into my brain now.
Yeah.
Other stuff on Hush, anything else you want to discuss?
None that I can think of.
Nothing you can think of?
No, I think the cast is great. I think the score when it comes in is really pretty and really
it's good. Yeah.
It just like again, like I just wish it wasn't as like full. You know what I mean? Like I wish that was just a little bit more stripped back.
Yeah.
That is quite literally my only gripe about like the Shush cut version of this. But again, like I genuinely, like I've said a couple times at this point, I cannot imagine watching this movie, the original cut of this movie. This feels I will watch the theatrical cut at some point.
Yeah, I'd be fascinated to know what you think.
Yeah, but I have to imagine I will like the Shush cut more.
Yeah. All right. Well,
where are you on it? Do you think you have a favorite?
I don't think I have a favorite. I've seen the original too many times to like have a hard and fast take. I think it honestly just depends on my mood, and it's to me it's more the black and white versus the no music that like really works for me. Like that's where I'm gonna kind of be, because I've watched like
this is your first viewing of the Shush cut.
Of the Shush cut, yeah. Okay. I've never seen the Shush cut before, but like when I go back and watch Fury Road, it's kind of dependent on what I feel like that given day, which version I watch.
Yeah. Because that's just the color, right? They didn't change
that one's just color. Logan's just color, and they do a couple of things where there's like flashes of color in it, like the lightning strikes, you'll see a little bit of red, stuff like that. Furiosa does that even more. I think like the blood and stuff in Furiosa still something like that. I just got the Furiosa black and white version because you had to buy a very specific set, and it was on sale, and I spent way too much money. But now I have all the Mad Max movies in 4K in a very cool box set. Just because I wanted Furiosa in black and white.
Gotta have it.
So, just kind of with all of those movies, it's kind of just dependent on what I feel like that day. Like if I want, like Logan specifically has kind of a vintage vibe in black and white that like makes it feel more like an old Western. So when I'm in the mood for more of that, I watch it in black and white. Yeah. And Logan looks really good in black and white. Anyway, that's that. B segment?
B segment.
I'm excited about this one.
In honor of us doing a slasher movie, I saw a TikTok the other day of somebody playing a game. It was on Geeks Who Drink, their channel or their page on TikTok, whatever. They did a game where it was descriptions of a murder like a clue. Yeah. So for example, 1960 motel proprietor in the shower with a knife is
Psycho.
It's Psycho.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to give you is the clue explanation. Yeah. And you're going to have to guess what the movie is.
This is such a fun idea. I'm either going to be great at this or horrible. Yeah. I'm so ready.
All right. Masked babysitter stalker in the suburban house with a kitchen knife.
Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah. What if you hit me with Halloween 4, you idiot?
Literally.
It's like, no.
Vengeful camp cook at Crystal Lake with a machete.
Friday the 13th.
Yes. Hockey masked brute in the barn with a machete.
It's also Friday the 13th, part 2, or the remake.
So technically this one's part 3.
Oh, you're right, because he gets the hockey mask in 3. Thank you. Yes.
Yep.
Got me on a technicality.
Child murderer in the bedroom with a glove of knives.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I got the poster right behind me.
Yep. Butcher in the farmhouse with a skin mask.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Got it. Possessed doll in the apartment with a butcher knife.
In the Child's Play.
Yep.
Have you seen any of the Child's Play movies?
I have not.
They are varying degrees of fun, but overall that series is wild in a really cool way.
Yeah.
Like I'm into some of those movies.
Masked prank caller in the high school with a hunting knife.
Masked print collar?
Prank caller.
Prank collar. Oh, masked prank collar high school. Prom night?
No.
Prank collar. Oh, Scream. Sorry.
Yeah. I was like, this feels like the slammest.
Read that one more time.
Masked prank caller in the high school with a hunting knife.
Okay, sorry. When prank caller, I do not know why my brain went to Black Christmas, and then I went 70s, and then I was stuck on 70s. Like
Hook-handed spirit in the projects with a swarm of bees.
Oh, Candyman.
Yep.
That movie rules.
Hell
You would really
the
like
new one, right? I'm just kidding.
I don't love
Is the new one good at all?
It's not my favorite. I need to give it another chance.
Okay.
But the original with Tony Todd is genuinely a great movie. I think
Love
that
it.
movie's awesome.
Love it. I am not going to be able to say that. Cenobite in the attic with chains and hooks.
Oh, dog. Hellraiser.
Yep.
I'm a Hellraiser guy.
Sadomasochistic Cenobite in the attic.
Yeah, Cenobite, yeah.
Masked copycat on campus with a hunting knife.
Is that just Scream 2?
It is
indeed. Because campus, yeah.
Yeah.
College setting, by the way, was really smart for that. That was a good choice. The college campus works.
Miner in the tunnels with a pickaxe.
Oh, My Bloody Valentine.
Hell yes.
Also a pretty cool movie, but there's a better version of that. I genuinely believe they had to. I don't know if this is true. It's one of those movies you watch and you're like, you guys had to change some stuff because people weren't cool about this.
Attic stalker in the sorority house with a phone.
Oh, Black Christmas. One of the most horrifying movies ever made. If you watch Black Christmas and the ending doesn't, there's a thing in the ending. We'll watch Black Christmas. That may be our Christmas movie this year.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Mischievous Mogwai in the kitchen with a chainsaw.
With a chainsaw is that's Gremlins.
It is indeed. Masked killer on the Hollywood set with a hunting knife.
Scream 3.
Yeah, baby.
Also, Hollywood set should have been a slam dunk of a setting too. Like
it's so that's so fun.
The stuff they do with it is fun, but it's not enough to like fix that movie.
Where they like end up with it is
not great. Yeah.
Clown in the sewer with sharp teeth.
It.
Cursed girl in the living room with a VHS tape.
Oh, The Ring.
Yep. Vengeful spirit in the stairwell with a death rattle.
Stairwell's tripping me up.
2004. I'll give you the year.
A death rattle. Oh, is that the Grudge?
It is indeed.
Okay,
it
yeah,
is
yeah.
Indeed. Yuppie executive in the apartment with an axe.
American Psycho.
Yeah.
Do you like that movie?
Yes, I do.
I need to rewatch it. I did not love it when I watched it.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
but
I think it was weirder than I thought it would be. Like I got it what it was doing, and I liked what it was doing, but I think the weirdness of it was a bit like,
no, it
what's
shreds.
happening?
I do really like it. Winged predator on the country road with a throwing knife.
Is that Jeepers Creepers?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Masked intruder in the vacation home with an axe. This is the last one. 2008.
Intruder in the country home?
Vacation home.
Vacation home. Oh, is this Cabin in the Woods?
No.
With an axe.
I don't think this movie is very popular or very famous, but it is something you have seen.
With an axe. Can I get... Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, shit. Okay. I don't know on this one. I don't know why my brain is not.
The Strangers.
Okay, with an act. Yeah, they use a lot of weapons in that movie. Which, by the way, The Strangers, that might be another movie we watch because it is horrifying.
Oh, yay. I love that.
I was not particularly super scared of it, but Breck was like angry scared. Like she doesn't want me to buy it on 4K because she did not like it. She was like, that is too because it's really realistic.
Yeah.
Like it and by realistic it's heightened. It's but there's an element of the like home invasionness of it that is like, I hate everything that's happening. Like there's one scene in particular that horrified me. I was like, that is fucked.
Oof.
Strangers is a good one.
Hell yeah.
Very nihilistic movie. Anyway, good game. I like that one. That was a fun one.
Recommendations?
To recommend Scream Factory because that's the reason I was able to watch this movie. So, but legitimately, Scream Factory is doing amazing work with a bunch of both really popular movies and cult movies, and their transfers are always great. Their 4Ks always look incredible. Ones I'd recommend Hush. I'd recommend Candyman, Black Christmas. The Blob, the 80s Blob movie it's a really good one. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, they have a really good release of that. Clue, their version of Clue is great. So yeah, just I'm the biggest physical media guy there is. So I would really recommend.
You're pretty thin. I wouldn't say you're that big.
Thanks. I've been trying. So I'd recommend that. Movies, The Life of Chuck. Watch The Life of Chuck. That movie is beautiful and fantastic. And then I just saw Shin Godzilla in a movie theater, and that movie is so weird.
Yeah.
But also very worth watching. So like Shin Godzilla is really cool. If you can still, I don't know how long their theatrical re-release is going to be. It's making a really good amount of money. So like I would imagine they'd keep it for a while, but try to see Shin Godzilla. That's a cool one.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass. Just Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass. That's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
I know you love it just as much as I do.
It is one of the most important pieces of art I've ever experienced to me.
It is wild to me how not heralded it is.
Yeah.
Like it should have won every award.
Got nominated for nothing.
I think that show is genuinely incredible.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you're a bad person and I don't like you.
That's true.
So yeah.
Yeah. Another small thing is just making movies. We just shot a short film that we don't really know when we're going to release it, but we had the most fun. It was just in the backyard, run and gun filmmaking.
In black and white.
We built like a really cool prop for it that I'm excited for people to see.
Yeah.
And it was just like us. It was literally you, me, Breck, and then our two actors.
Yeah.
And that was it. And we just did it, and it's... we haven't we're still working on it, but it's one of my favorite things we've worked on because it was just so much fun to make. Yeah. So I just backyard filmmaking, man, DIY filmmaking, just get out and make something with your buddies and don't worry if it's perfect. Don't worry if everything lines up exactly right. Just go make decisions quick, have everybody chip in, and it's the most fun thing in the world. Man. So look out for that when it inevitably comes out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you got a bunch of movies, bunch of shows, bunch of physical media to buy, multiple different versions of Hush to watch and compare. So you guys should go do that or don't. I don't know. Live your life.